Hi, it's Jason Gorber from thatshelf.com, and we're here to talk to one of the animators in Inside Out 2.
Big shelf.
If you could tell me a little bit about what it was like bringing some of these characters to life.
Yeah, so I was an animator on Inside Out too, and it was a pretty wild ride. It was fun. I actually worked on the first Inside Out, and so I had a little knowledge coming into this one, about some of the original emotions. But of course, we're introducing four new emotions, and so that was really fun. It's challenging as well because there are a lot of things when you're working with new characters, there are no rules, right? We don't really know how we're supposed to animate them. We don't know how they react in many situations. And so a lot of it is just iterating and trying things. They might not work. There's a lot of pre-pro that's done, pre-production, and we try and establish a lot of who the characters are from those pre-production tests. But sometimes when you get into the film, it kind of all goes out the window. And in those specific situations, it just calls for something different. You might change who the character is a little bit or how they react to something.
So let's dive a little bit deeper into that. I wanted to talk about how the tools have changed, if at all, from the last film, and how you're finding different ways of using sort of more classic storytelling techniques, but with more and more modern tools.
Yeah, we definitely, just from a tools perspective, from an animator's perspective, we have many things that are definitely helping us a lot more now. We have a library system, which is more robust. We had it back on the first Inside Out, but now there's a lot more seamless transitions from when we build something, like a walk cycle or a run cycle, or even on this film, hockey skating cycles, and we can apply them onto the characters. Some of those things are a lot more seamless now and just easier to work with. And we use those as a foundation for starting our animation. If I actually had a lot of hockey shots on the film. And so I just took some of the basic skating that was in one of the libraries, and I was able to put that onto Valentina. And then
let's dive more deeply into that. Is
yeah.
The original libraries, was that mocap? Are they originally keyframe animated? And was the reason that you were given all the hockey shots was because you were the token Canadian?
Yeah. Okay, I'll start with the first question. So all of the libraries are keyframed animation.
Mm.
We build it from the ground up like that. It can be painful in some situations, but it's, that's the craft that we do. That's the craft that we love. And so personally, I love the keyframe aspect of it. And then same thing on this film, all keyframe animation. We do use reference. So I went to the hockey rink with my office mate, who's also a hockey player. And we filmed ourselves playing hockey, and we did really specific takes, actions that were for the shots that we were animating. And then we brought that back, and we kind of, tried to match some of the actions from the reference to the characters. I'm sorry.
And given that, I think that a lot of people are going to sort of, we've all gotten used to now seeing people in suits and dots and stuff like that. And there's still a specific artistry doing what it is that you do. You talk about having these libraries and all these other elements, but when it comes down to it, you're going shot by shot, making sure that you're bringing the characters to life. I'm wondering if you can think of something specific that you see in your eye as an animator that maybe general audiences don't necessarily see. They're not supposed to see, but is there something specific that you want to highlight that may be a little bit more challenging than maybe even we who are fans understand?
Oh, so something that people might not look at, but I am always looking at is negative space. We talk about character and emotion a lot in our films, and especially in this film, but something that is just like a detail that something, people might not notice is negative space. So for example, when you're holding your hand up, what is the negative space between, your fingers or within your arm? There's just things like that on the silhouette that helps a character look more appealing, right? Uh, a detail as simple as that. And we go over, once we're kind of finished our initial blocking pass, and then we start really dialing in some of these things that add to the appeal. Like once we, so our blocking pass will get in like a lot of the performance aspects of it. And once we get a buy off on that from our directors, then we can really get into the polish aspect of it. And, you know, that's where I was mentioning that we start dialing in those kinds of things, all the appeal.
And because we have to wrap, this is a story about emotions. What is your emotion now that you've actually sort of survived? There's lots of tumult going on in the studio. There's lots of tumult going on in the world. What are your emotions about Inside Out finally hitting theaters?
Oh man, I'm so excited. I think it's just it's been the show was intense. You know, our schedule was intense, and I'm really excited for people to see this. I love the first one. I love the characters in this. I love the story, and I love that they highlight hockey in this as well. But I'm just so excited for everyone to see this. I think it's going to be a home run.
Perfect. A little bit of joy being added right at the end. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much. Thanks for your time. And yeah, we'll see you next film. All the best.
Thank you so much.